Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is the best pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, I'm Joey Powers, one of your hosts of The Best Pictures.
I'm Don Trettler, the other host.
And I'm Alex Stradling, just to tag along.
And this week we're going to be doing Where Are They Now Part 2. But we're doing this new segment where we're going to kind of break down how the box office went every weekend. And this weekend it just, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, the highest grossing film ever. Opening weekend. Ever. I mean, domestic, worldwide. Highest pre-show previews, highest first day opening, highest second day opening, highest third day opening. I mean, it just absolutely killed everything.
Men in Tights. Endgame, right?
Men in Tights, Endgame, yes. It was, the Avengers Endgame opened with
It's America's ass.
a domestic cume of $357 million, $1.2 billion worldwide. It almost made as much in China that it made in the United States, which was kind of surprising. Second place was Captain Marvel. It came in with $8.3 million. So,
Quite a bit less.
yeah, its total cume was over 90% of the box office this weekend. So it was definitely one of the most, well, not one of the most. It was the most dominating weekend of any movie of all time.
It just like sparked. I just came to a realization. Okay, the most popular entertainment in America is entertainment where men are wearing tight-fitting pants, football, and comic book superheroes.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I don't know. What does that say, man? What does that say
it
about our
especially sounds
society?
60%
We
of
like,
the
we're a butt-liking nation.
60% of the audience was male. So what does that even say? You know, so.
So yeah, in football, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Guys slap each other in the butt.
Yep.
And they wear tight-fitting
all
clothes.
the time,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I guess American men, we could say that we're latent homosexuals.
Just just an observation.
Maybe we should talk about our man crushes.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be next week. So, so I know you didn't get a chance to watch it yet. We're certainly not going to say anything to ruin it. But what
No,
did
because
you-
I didn't see the last one either. It's what happens is if my son ends up going to these movies with somebody else,
then he doesn't want to go see it again.
sometimes he will. But I mean, if he doesn't ask me to, then I kind of go like, whatever. I'm not going to push it because I wait for movies like that for him. For me, I'm kind of like,
What did you think?
What did I think? Well, I watched it for free on my phone from a cam version video, so I wasn't able to get the full breadth of the amazing CGI graphics. But yeah, no, it's good. I think it represents the best of comic book movies.
Yeah, that and Extremely Worst certainly are. I mean, the two best Avengers and the two best Marvels movie that I've seen.
Yeah, and like I said to you before, I think what makes the Infinity War and Endgame work so much is the villain Thanos.
Yes,
That's-
absolutely.
If you're a script writer or if you want to make movies, if you create they don't have to be scary and they don't have to be crazy, but if you create a villain who has a philosophy that makes sense and he's willing to do anything for that and believes that he's doing the right thing or doesn't know that he's being bad or she's being bad, then you'll create an engaging villain that's even more scarier than just someone that's just doing stuff for no reason.
Yeah.
Besides the Joker. Just-
Like-
yeah.
well, like if you took it to like your, like a Bond villain. You know, your Bond villains are always like, if we think about the stereotype of it, is they want to take over the world or they want to destroy the planet or something.
Yeah, and
to
the
that
reasoning
effect.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right.
You know, and that reminds me, the Kingsman. The Kingsman is kind of like an action sort of Bond film, a little bit of a parody. Have you seen that film?
No.
If anyone hasn't seen that film, watch The Kingsman. It's good, but they have a great villain in that film, and that's Samuel L. Jackson. and he basically plays sort of this like geeky guy that's got a very like high voice, but he's kind of like a Bill Gates like tech guru, and he wants to rid the world's overpopulated and the environment. So, and that's why he wants to take over the world. It's kind of like Thanos, but it's pretty interesting. So, and you know, you're right, good villains, not like Bond villains, or I mean, there's been good Bond villains, but good villains that are trying to enact revenge over wrongdoing, or they have a philosophy or a religious viewpoint where they fully believe in what they're doing. You may not agree with their methods or you know what they're trying to do, but you know that creates a more scary villain.
That does make it
Yeah.
truly scary.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this person's out of mind, but at the same time, they feel like what they're doing is for the better.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
and it's
they're-
like it's scary, but it's like
yeah.
the character is great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he really makes it worthwhile in both.
And he's not
both-
stupid,
both of
and
the
he's smart.
movies.
You know, not
Yeah.
only is he powerful, but he's not an idiot either.
Right.
You know, so.
And in his head, what he's doing is logical.
yeah,
You know, and that's what makes it dangerous and scary.
yeah.
Well, why do you think this film was so anticipated?
Because it's all of them. You know,
It's everybody.
It's all the Marvel all the actors are in it. You know, it's the first one of I don't know. I think they had 22 total. It's the first one that has all the series combined. All the characters are in it, which was interesting because I was telling Alex there's 22, and this was the 7th I've seen. So this was the first time I was seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy. This was the first time I saw Doctor Strange and the people in his movies. But I don't necessarily have to see because I'd seen enough in general to get where everybody fits, you know? So, I mean,
Right.
it's not one of those ones where, I mean, if you didn't see Xfinity War, there's no point seeing Endgame, in
Yeah.
my opinion, because you'll go into it and be like, what did I miss?
Well, okay.
You know,
They do
so-
a good enough job with Infinity War because it's a 2-part movie basically.
Yeah,
It's,
essentially, yeah.
where you can just jump in without even having watching any of the Marvel films. You can just
So you could start with Infinity War.
yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to see Age of Ultron.
No,
Not really,
No,
no.
I wouldn't. Yeah, and that's what they need to do. If you want to make money, you don't want to make your audience feel like they're missing out on something. So you know, as long as they have some awareness of the characters.
Yeah. Well, you know, I saw the first one. It had what five of the superheroes: the Hulk, Captain America,
Yep.
Iron Man.
Iron Man, the Black Widow, Hawkeye, Nick Fury isn't really a superhero.
Yeah.
Thor.
Oh, yes, Thor.
Thor. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got quite a bit. I mean, it has.
I
think
guess you're right, yeah,
it's
it
the
has-
biggest cast of any of the series. I would say it's got the most. But yeah, then you add in, you know, the Guardians characters. You got like Jason Pratt, Zoe Saldana. You have Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper. You know, I mean,
Right.
So
But even if you haven't seen those movies, they're going to make additional money off of the people that haven't. Like, for instance, you said, I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, but you got to see some of the characters.
and now maybe
now
I
they're-
want to go back and watch.
You would want to go back and watch the first
Exactly.
one, I'm sure, right?
Well, I haven't seen Captain Marvel, and she's not in it a ton, but she plays a pretty vital.
Captain
character.
Useless?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, didn't somebody play two roles? I'm trying to think. Somebody was two Marvel characters. Or am I wrong? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they planned it out better than that.
Well, where's our expert here? Is he out there?
No, are you thinking Chris Evans playing Captain America and also the Human Torch in Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Fantastic Four is in a different universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
How dare you?
How dare I?
Neither of us are Marvel
You
fans.
nerd.
Neither of us are Marvel fans or comic book fans. So.
I definitely would say I like DC better than Marvel, but these two were definitely worthwhile. I mean, without question.
Yeah.
So how long until this record gets broken? And we have we couldn't even
I-
predict what it's going
I
to
don't know. I don't see it being broken for a while. I mean, just the magnitude of amount of money it's already made. It's just insane. I mean,
Yeah.
$1.2 billion in 5 days.
Maybe there'll be another Titanic.
That's what Alex and I were talking
Yeah.
about. It's kind of already in that stratosphere. Like, it's just, I mean, it's probably going to drop at least 50-60% in this coming box office or this weekend. And it's still going to make probably like $140 million.
Seeing how it's like the next Titanic, do you think they will have to give it Best Picture? Because they had to give Titanic Best Picture. I mean,
Hey, we had the argument Titanic was not the best picture that year. I mean, we did that.
But they would look really stupid if they didn't give Titanic Best Picture.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're nominated for 11 Oscars, you win the other 10. You know, at this point, it's kind of like, well, you didn't win Best Picture, but you won everything else.
Yeah.
I mean,
So So, okay, so the trend got broken this year. So Black Panther won a couple of Oscars. Not Best Picture, but I mean, it did win a few Oscars.
There's been, over the years, the Academy has opened up to not only nominating, that Logan was nominated for original screenplay. That's a comic book film. I think Thor Ragnarok was, I think, nominated for a screenplay. So,
I didn't realize that.
yeah. I mean, when that's the only thing that's being distributed out in the theaters, I mean, you don't really have
Something's going to get nominated.
Yeah, I mean, when pretty much all your films are comic book films, I mean,
they made 11 Marvel comic book movies in 22 years. Coming into this one, the first 21 made $15.3 billion.
so
Yeah.
I think
That's
Endgame is really the end game for comic book. I think this is it.
I think so.
I mean, now it's just a downward slide.
Yeah.
Now they've reached their
It
pinnacle.
was the peak.
peaked.
It
They
peaked.
peaked right
It's
at
just gonna
Endgame,
slowly
and now it's just
decline
gonna.
from
Because I'm, to be honest with you, I'm sick of it. I want something new. What's
Well,
the
when did
next movie that's gonna change things?
Which
Not-
one started this trend?
Iron Man 3, really. Or Iron Man 1,
Oh,
right?
it started
Iron Man
way
was-
back in the early 2000s, late 90s when they started doing the X-Men and so on and so forth. And that
Right, but
they've
as
had
far,
some
as
false
far as the
starts.
Avengers, it was really the,
Oh, you-
the Incredible Hulk was. I think the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, and
Iron
Captain
Man
America
started the
all
Marvel
came
uni-
out in the same year.
Iron Man started the whole Marvel Universe thing.
And the funny thing is, the Incredible Hulk was Ed Norton. And then, for whatever reason, he wasn't invited to be in the Marvel.
Yeah, because he's a jerk and no one wants
Yeah,
to work
that's
with
kind
him.
of.
That's
And I think they made the
really
right
what
choice. I
happened.
think Mark Ruffalo is a very good Hulk.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
You know, he's a good actor.
And there was another guy, too. Didn't Eric Banana play him, too?
Yeah, in 2003, Eric Bana. Yeah.
So I would say after the last.
Terrible. I mean, how do you score up playing the Hulk?
Wasn't he? Yeah, Eric
Bana.
Yeah.
And
he
Jennifer
did
Connelly
the
was.
Ang Lee version, right?
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly.
I think the
was,
last
what's
5
it-
years is when, last 5 or 6 years is when Marvel hit their stride. If they started the writing and everything started to become upgraded, and they've hit their stride, and I think this is the pinnacle. The peak
Well, I
right
think
here.
the first Avengers was really, really good too, though. I mean, I think that's kind of where they started going up because a lot of like the Iron Man movies were popular, but once they put all the Avengers together, I think that's when the screenplay really started getting.
Yeah, I'm not just talking about the Avengers movies. I'm talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all the
Right,
films,
right.
Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think though
Thor
the
films.
original Avengers actually it was so entertaining because you had all the different personalities and they're all just kind of meeting each other mostly for the first time.
Yeah, I think post 2012 is when they started to hit their
Yeah,
stride.
definitely. All right, but
There we go, and we're done with our 25 minutes.
We're-
Men in Tights. There you go. Go see it. Men in Tights Endgame.
We are doing Where Are They
I'm
Now?
sorry. What is it called? Avengers. There we go.
So I don't know what order Colin has them in. So if I just read off a name, you'll be able to figure out what the movie is. This was one of yours actually, Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis, yeah. Good. And they've started to have stories about this. It's kind of started to come out.
Did
But
you say something happened to his wife?
yeah, his wife died, and he decided to take care of his kids and basically be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, they have a popular Facebook little video saying, you know, this is Rick Moranis. You know, he's a real man. Something like that. Where they have this video where he says he quit acting and decided to take care of his kids and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's what happened. He just focused on family life.
Did you ever see Strange Brew?
I don't know. I don't think I saw that movie.
A guy I
I
worked
know the
with,
characters.
a guy I worked with back in the day. And it was one of his favorite movies. He let me borrow it. I couldn't get through it. It wasn't my kind of humor. But I feel like
is he in it?
yeah, I forget who the other guy is in it.
But Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What else? It was Rick.
Well, Little Giants. I really like Little Giants a lot.
Oh shoot! I should know that guy's name. Dave.
Him and Ed O'Neill playing the brothers.
Hey, you know they were two Canadian brothers. Yeah, Dave. Shoot,
Hold on a second.
Thomas,
The Wendy's guy?
the Wendy's guy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dave. The guy's name is Dave Thomas, and he did it with Rick Moranis because they used to do it on SCTV.
Wasn't it a TV show first and then
Well, they started. It was a skit. It was like a skit on a,
kind of like a
Improv
Saturday,
TV show,
like a
yeah.
Saturday Night Live type deal?
and I guess it kind of took off. I remember one year I went to a party, and my friend and I, we had to do a Halloween costumes. So we just put a couple of hats on. We made believe we were Bob and Doug McKenzie. It was that easy. Flannel shirts and toques.
What picture do you have for? What did you give them for Rick Moranis? If Colin's
Honey,
paying
I
attention?
Shrunk the Kid.
Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Kid's coming up there, so we can see it.
He
There
already-
you go.
He already had it up there.
Yeah, those
That's
are
Rick
pretty popular.
Moranis. Yeah, he's a popular guy. He's a good actor.
Yeah. Little Giants,
always
like
fun.
I said, I always liked Little Giants. Or him and his brother are like rival. He doesn't really know anything about football, but his brother essentially won't pick his niece to be on the football team because she's a girl.
Right.
So he decides he's gonna field his own team with all the outcasts that think they get on his team.
Kind of like the junior replacements, right?
Yeah.
With Keanu Reeves and was it Gene Hackman? Was he the coach?
Yep.
The replacements?
Yep.
I would like to see Rick Moranis in like one of those foul mouth comedies.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. You know, once his kids are older and he's done, you know, just put him in like, you know, put him in a role, kind of like what what's his name there, Family Ties guy, or no, not Full House guy. Remember him?
Full House guy.
The dad in Full House.
Bob Saget.
Oh, Bob Saget.
Saget,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he's in.
Yeah.
What's the one with him and Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, him and Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle. And
yeah.
he gets up in a Cocaine Anonymous meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dave Chappelle's like, I like to smoke weed. And he just stands up and he's like, smoke weed, ha 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 ha. Have you F this and done this? And it was funny. It's funny.
I forgot he played Barney
Right.
Rumble in the Flintstones.
He was in Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Ghostbusters, L.A. Story. I don't think he has a big role in L.A. Story. That's Steve Martin, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I haven't seen that one. My Blue Heaven. That's another one with Steve Martin. Have you seen that?
I must have.
Steve Martin's in like Witness Protection. That was a good movie. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
about
that's
that.
right. Yeah, I remember that.
Spaceballs, Little Shop of Horrors.
Right.
You know, I mean, he was actually pretty big for a while.
He was, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why it was such, for him to disappear, it was such a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't one of those on-set jerky actors either. I
No.
think everyone liked to work with him, and he was on the rise. But yeah, I
Club
guess-
Paradise. That was pretty decent. Brewster's Millions. I always forget he was in that. That was a
Yeah.
pretty good movie. Richard Pryor, John Candy. I forget who the woman in that is though. Yeah, Strange Brew. He plays Bob McKenzie. SCTV Network. Yeah, that's where that was on. But I mean, I think that's really his big breakthrough was Strange Brew, like the show and then the movie. Because after that, he's got like the Ghostbusters. He's got
Yeah, and he wasn't one of the
Brewster's
original
Millions.
guys on SCTV. He was a replacement. Somebody left, and maybe it was John Candy. John Candy went to the movies, I think. I think it was John Candy. And Rick Moranis took his spot on SCTV.
Wow.
And then he rose to fame, too. Some of the other people, Catherine O'Hara,
Mhm.
she's done a lot. She was in Home Alone,
Mhm.
right? She was the mom in Home Alone.
Yep.
She still does a whole bunch of stuff. You see her all over the place.
She was in what was it? The Christmas movie with Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini. It was terrible. Surviving Christmas, where he buys the family of the house. They own the house that he grew up in, and he has no family, so he rents them for the holidays. It's absolutely terrible. But I mean, she was in that. That's the last big release I've seen her in. But yeah, she had some decent roles.
Harold Ramis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of jumped out and did Ghostbusters, and he had a career. Oh, who's the other guy too? Eugene Levy
Yep.
did American Pie.
Yep. He was the father in
Yeah,
American
these guys
Pie
were all the
movies.
SCTV
Yeah.
guys that,
Yep.
that did stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. So, yeah, so he's like this. He's like the poster child for Where Are They Now, because he kind of disappeared. He
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
totally disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, for like a 10, 12-year stretch, he had a pretty good run.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean...
How about your guy? Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, what
Wesley
happened to
Snipes
Wesley
was
Snipes?
huge. I mean, he was like a headliner.
I think prison happened to Wesley Snipes.
Tax
Is that what
evasion.
For
happened?
tax evasion, yeah.
Oh.
Because, he was a huge box office draw. He was like one of the biggest action stars in the world.
Yeah, he was getting there. He was getting there to Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, there he is.
I mean, he was opposite Stallone in Demolition Man, which
Yep.
was a huge movie
Yep.
at the time.
And guess who else was in Demolition Man?
Sandra Bullock,
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Benjamin Bratt, Bob Gunton. Who am I missing here?
No, that's it. But there's another sci-fi movie with Russell Crowe with Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah.
Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of it, though.
Can't remember. Whatever. We're on Wesley Snipes here. Blade, I think, is one of my favorite films.
Blade, right? I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Blade is good.
He did a whole series of Blades,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, I think he
But
did.
he broke through what, Major League? Major League.
Yeah.
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 If you haven't seen Major League, you got to watch that.
He was too big.
For all you youngins out there who don't watch movies, watch the movie Major League because it's one of the best comedy movies. It's got a lot of swearing in it too. The 80s were good for that. They weren't all scared about.
And we like swearing.
They weren't scared about social justice warriors in the 80s. So you watch those movies and you'll fit right in.
I mean, he actually has a pretty wide range.
Yeah, he does.
You know, I mean, listen to some of these movies. You got Major League, you got Kingdom New York, Mo Better Blues, New Jack City, which I really liked a lot.
Yeah, New Jack City was his I want to be taken serious actor.
Yeah.
And then he never really.
Then you got White Man Can't Jump, Passenger 57, Boiling Point, Rising Sun, Demolition Man. I mean, some of these movies were pretty big. Sugar Hill, Drop Zone,
Yeah.
Money Train.
Yeah, he
Tu
was.
Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar.
Yeah, and then after Blade, it was it for him. But Blade, I think, is.
I remember seeing Murder at 1600 in the movie theater.
Yeah.
U.S. Marshals was the sequel to The Fugitive. But Blade, yeah, after Blade, it didn't really. I mean, The Art of War, I didn't really care for that. Liberty Stand Still wasn't bad. It was essentially a ripoff of Phone Booth.
Yeah.
Which Phone Booth was basically the theater release, and this was a straight-to-video release with him and Linda Fiorentino. But then you got Blade 2. Undisputed is one that was a wide release, but it didn't really make a lot of money, but a very, very good movie.
Oh, really? We'll have to check that out.
He's
What
in,
about the guys in prison?
Yeah, he's in prison for life. And Ving Rhames essentially plays a Mike Tyson character who's the heavyweight champion of the world, but he gets thrown in jail for sexual assault allegations. And so they, like, Wesley Snipes is an undefeated boxer in jail. Like, he's like 68 or whatever. You know, so they ultimately have the ultimate showdown at the end where they have it set up where the warden's going to be away and all the prison guards are in on it and they set up a match.
Yep.
I wonder what it got for because I remember liking it a lot.
Yeah, so he's been direct to video after that.
Oh yeah,
Video.
Yeah, for quite some time.
Video, paycheck.
Got a 6.2.
Pay the bills.
So I think
pay
you're
my
great.
I
taxes.
watched it. I remember liking it. I thought it was pretty decent.
Oh, you seen it?
Yeah, I think you lent it to me.
Oh right, I think I did. Yeah. I mean, the mob boss is played by Peter Falk. Michael Rooker's like the lead corrupt guard. It's got a pretty good cast for a not huge release.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is in it. If there's anybody else really. Yeah, those guys are pretty much the biggest names in it. But no, I would definitely recommend it just because it's a different.
Do you think he'll ever come back? You think he'll ever have a big comeback? Wesley Snipes will.
Who knows? I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he wants to
he
come
made
back
that-
or if
he
he's
did that
done.
movie Brooklyn's Finest.
I thought so.
That was an Anton Fuqua movie that came out in 2010, maybe.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about that.
And that was a pretty big release. Richard Gere, Don Cheadle, Ethan Hawke, Wesley Snipes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember liking it as much as you did. I know you liked it more.
Yeah, I liked it better than because I watched
yeah.
the other one,
Pride and Glory.
Oh.
and I like this one better.
They're
than
both
Pride and
very
Glory.
they're similar in storylines. It's about New York police and
I think during the peak of Snipes, Wesley Snipes' career, he wanted to do Black Panther. And he wasn't able to get it off the ground.
really.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I
Yeah.
just want to look at Brooklyn's Finest.
That's
Brooklyn's
interesting.
Finest.
I just want to see what he got for. Came out 2009. So,
So-
I mean, that was probably his last major release, and we're going.
That
on
was 10 years
10
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's he now?
6.7. Pretty good. That's a good question. That's kind of why he's on this show. Because where is he now? I haven't seen him in anything really significant in quite some time. Like
I wonder if sometimes it has to do with people's agents. That somebody gets an agent, and they get him some lousy stuff, and then they can't get back. They
Yeah.
can't dig themselves out of a hole, you know.
or his head could have gotten really big too. You know.
Oh, I'm sure his head was big.
Yeah, you know, and he could have been one
I
of the
think
people that just don't want to work with him.
Yeah, I think he was one of those actors
Yeah,
too. think
I
he was
could
one of
totally see that because he did get really big. You know.
Right?
The next one I believe is one of yours, Bridget Fonda.
Yeah, Bridget Fonda.
I have It Could Happen to You is the photo that I put up there. But she actually had a couple of decent hits in the 90s. Single white female, I feel, was pretty big.
Right?
Um,
She was in The Godfather Part 3.
So her best film was
Yeah,
a remake?
isn't she
With Nick Cage.
what's
With
his
Nick Cage.
face's love interest?
Yeah.
Andy Garcia's?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But Point of No Return, I feel, was a pretty big movie. And she was the star in that.
And I thought she was a pretty decent actress too. So I'm kind of surprised that she just kind of dropped off the face of the planet the way she did.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
But maybe that's just me. Maybe I
Something.
liked Bridget Fonda.
So maybe it happens. You know,
I think-
who knows what happens?
I think she had a family. I think that's
Yeah.
if that's what I read about her. She had a family, and she just decided to prioritize them. And then people don't want to travel.
And again, like last time I was saying, I mean, it's a scumbaggy business. I mean,
Right?
you're working with a lot of scumbags. Maybe not so much now, but yeah, it's.
You know, if you stay on the right side of it,
Yeah.
like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise stays on the
Yeah,
really
with
hasn't had a lot.
Scientology. Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
he's
He hasn't had a lot of bombs.
again,
you
it's a
know?
scumbaggy business.
One movie she was in that was really good that I forgot about was A Simple Plan.
That's a great film.
With
Yeah.
her, Bill Paxton, Billy
Yeah.
Bob Thornton.
He
That
directed
was,
that.
That
Bill
was a
Paxton.
that was a really good
It's a
movie.
solid thriller.
Yep,
Film north.
forgot about that. But yeah, I mean, the last thing it shows her in here was Snow Queen, a TV movie that came out in 2002.
Wow.
That's a long time
So she
ago.
really just
She's
really
gone.
just dropped off.
Yeah, I don't know why, but Monkey Bone.
She said, "I
everything.
played the role I've always wanted to play, and that was Snow Queen."
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'm done.
I'm done. I peaked." Jackie Brown's another one, and you always forget she's in.
Right. Well, you just mentioned Monkey Bone, and I was looking at Brendan Fraser, who actually didn't disappear, because I was looking him up. He's on television.
Really?
So he really hasn't been making movies.
What is he in?
But he's been working constantly.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird. It was weird, but it's a bunch of TV shows I don't watch. Nothing big. It's not like it's Game of Thrones or anything like that.
Right. City Hall was a good one. With her, Al Pacino, and John Cusack. That was a pretty good movie. But yeah, I mean, these are all.
So she was a headliner,
Yeah.
I don't even know what she looks like, dude.
You don't know, you
Well, I
know,
wonder
you know
if
who
that's-
Bridget Fonda is, her.
What if it has to do with...
I mean, she, she got by looking like what's her name there, Holly Hunter, or the, who's in Silence of the Lambs?
Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty.
She's
good
like
than
the-
Jodie Foster, personally.
Well, yeah, the prettier version of Jodie Foster. You got one that can act better, and this one just looks prettier, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
That's what she got by on.
But what about...
Not saying that she isn't talented, but I think I remember seeing her films. I would always confuse her with
Jodie Foster?
Jodie Foster.
I could see that.
Well, what about, speaking of that, what about Jodie Foster?
We were talking about that.
I was looking her up, and she was, I don't think you get much bigger than that. I mean, she was pretty huge. She won a couple of Academy Awards.
Not too far apart either.
She was a headliner. Everything she did was,
Yeah. Did she have any films listed that she directed or produced, or
Yeah, she directed some. She directed The Beaver with
like
Mel Gibson,
recently?
I know.
Like
Right.
recently.
She did one since The Beaver, something called Money Monster.
Oh, that was actually really good. I forgot she directed that. That's
Yeah.
George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
Yeah, she plays a nurse in Hotel Artemis.
These are her
So there you go.
directed
She's
movies.
in Black Mirror, right? Or no? Did she produce? Oh, she directed these. She's
Yeah.
directing.
She's not directing much.
2017 Black Mirror TV set.
It's a TV show. Yeah, one episode.
Yep. 2016.
Yeah, she's directed like 1, 2, 3, 4 movies.
I think she's only 4 movies. That's a lot. If you can get to direct one, then you're going.
When you're big as she was, dude, you get handed stuff all the time. I mean, 2-time Academy Award winner. I mean, Maverick. Maverick was a big box office hit. She plays a big role in that. Silence of the Lambs, The Accused.
She was huge.
But I think that's her focus is behind the camera. I think she wants to, direct films. You know what I mean?
You think she's done? She's done being a star.
Yeah, I mean, if she needs money to direct her passion project, she'll be in whatever it takes, like Nick Cage. I mean, I'm sure. Nick Cage has just got bills to pay. He's got like 4 or 5 properties and a drug habit, most likely. So that's why he's in all these crappy films.
Well, I read about Nick.
Give him cash, he's there.
Nick Cage got sued. This is wild. His son's ex-wife sued him for like child support. So he's not from his marriage. He's got to pay the alimony for his son's marriage.
Wow.
Is that screwed up?
Oh, no, yeah.
So that's why he's got to do all this work. He's got to support
he-
not just himself.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't matter what the script is. You know, it's like how much you're gonna pay. Put the toupee on and let's get acting here. What else? Who else you got
What
there?
about Kathy Bates?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to look up Kathy Bates because Kathy Bates she was cruising around along there, and then she got that television show,
There you
which
go.
I thought was pretty good.
Misery. That's her best film right there.
Definitely not one that got by on her looks.
Amazing actress though.
No, talented, very talented
Yeah.
actress. I mean, Titanic. She had a pretty big role in Titanic. I think the same year she was in Primary Colors. She had a pretty big role in that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, she was a judge in
Yeah.
the TV show that you're talking about.
She was with Jack Nicholson in
Oh yeah,
What was
About
it?
Schmidt.
About Schmidt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a fun scene in that movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, she was in The Highwayman. That's where I saw her.
Have
which
you
is,
seen that movie?
The
About
Highwayman?
Schmidt? No, About Schmidt.
Yes, I have. It's pretty good.
She gets naked. Colin, don't ever watch About Schmidt. I didn't see it.
Unless you're into her.
I didn't see it coming at all. Like, I mean, naked. Jack Nicholson was like, whoa. They're in a hot tub, and she just comes out. Some things can't get back. Like, you know.
And Highwayman is a pretty recent movie, right?
Netflix.
Netflix movie.
Oh, she was in Bad Santa, too. I haven't seen.
Bad Santa 2,
Yeah.
the sequel,
I'm surprised they made one.
She hasn't had a starring role though,
in a while.
except Misery, which is a starring villainous role.
That was a long time.
Yeah,
that was
that was
like
a long
what,
time ago.
early 90s, maybe?
Wonder if she's had a starring.
Well,
role.
she's not that type of an actress that's really going to have lead roles, you know? I mean, what lead roles would you... Oh, wait a minute. She did
She should. She can
the
get one.
Stephen King one
Yeah.
up in Maine.
That's not.
Now you listen here, Mr. Grand High Poobah Crack.
She plays
Dolores Claiborne.
She plays Matthew McConaughey's mother in Failure to Launch. Opposite Terry Bradshaw plays his dad, and he gets naked in that movie. So that
Oh,
was that was rough. Rumor has it, I think she plays Jennifer Aniston's mother, but I'm not positive because I haven't seen it.
She should be working. She's great.
She's very talented. About Schmidt, I think she had a pretty decent role in About
Yeah.
Schmidt. She plays like Jack Nicholson's daughter's boyfriend's mother or something
Right,
like
yeah.
that.
He has to go to a wedding.
Yeah, and she's like the
And she's the mother of the... Right, is it?
Not a lot of one of the other.
Mother of the... No, maybe it's mother of the groom, and
That's-
Jack Nicholson
It's
has
the
the
father
daughter.
of the bride. Yeah,
That's
what I
why
was
he has to
thinking.
travel.
The Water Boy. That was a pretty decent role for her. She plays Adam Sandler's mother, and I don't know. I didn't really care for that movie. The Civil Action. She's pretty good in that. Doesn't have a big role, but that was a good movie. Primary Colors. I thought she was great in Primary Colors. Like I said, Titanic. Okay, so Titanic was the year before. She's the unsinkable Molly Brown. Really good in that. Diablo League, I think she had a starring role.
Yeah.
She was.
Detective Shirley.
Vogel.
Yeah.
What about Angus? I've seen it. I don't remember. I don't think she's the star. I think she's Angus's mother.
Maybe she's even too old to be playing people's mothers now.
Fried Green Tomatoes. That was a pretty big role. But
Yeah.
yeah, Misery certainly was her biggest role, I would say. I mean,
How long did her TV series last? It was about the judge. I thought it was a pretty decent show. It had some foul language on it. It was on one of the major networks, and I guess they started to relax some of the standards for language on television. After 10 o'clock, you can say,
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Harry's Law, right?
that sounds like right.
2011, 2012. It was on for 2 years. Yeah, I want to say it was on NBC.
It's been cable. It's cable television. When cable television came into existence, Don, the language barrier was relaxed because there was no FCC ruling. The FCC guided the airwaves over public airwaves, and so that's where radio still abides by those rules, those public decency rules. And but cable television, after they never abide. That's why HBO became so popular. And those late night, like the Eddie Murphy specials and all those comedian specials,
Right.
they weren't beholden to any of the, public decency laws. That
But didn't they have to wait till like 10 o'clock to show those movies?
Well, yeah, but they weren't like you can't say any of half the stuff they were saying on cable television,
Oh, right.
on NBC or over the airways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why cable television became so popular. And that's why,
They can't compete. They have a hard time competing now. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch too much. I don't watch any television, so
yeah.
I don't watch like CBS, NBC, ABC anymore. Fox was pushing the edge.
Yep.
Still pushing the edge.
What about Judd Nelson?
Judd Nelson, yeah. I don't know if he ever really got that big though. I think
Nobody
he was,
could. He could have.
he was on the Brat
I
Pack,
think he
and
could have.
he was on The Verge.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of Judd Nelson, I always think of two movies: Billionaire Boys Club and Relentless. I don't know if you've seen either one of those, but
I don't think so.
Billionaire Boys Club is based on a true story.
Yeah, he's an actor, writer, producer. What happened to him?
That's a good
Where is he
question.
now?
I mean, actor, he's got 120 credits.
Post-production.
But I mean, I think you're going to see most of his stuff is going to be in the 80s and early 90s. All this is
TV movies, TV series. He's been in
Yeah.
TV.
It's been all crap though.
Oh, all crap.
Anything? Have you heard of any of it? He was in Boondock Saints Part 2.
Yeah.
Canceled Christmas. That doesn't sound like Judd Nelson to me. You know, I mean. But I mean, he was talented. I mean, Billionaires Boys Club was really good. But yeah, I mean, he was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back in 2001. Obviously, that wasn't a very big role. But I haven't heard of any of these things. Cabin by the Lake was a TV movie that he was in. Steel, I think that was the movie with Shaq. So that obviously
He just hasn't. He didn't blossom. Maybe he just didn't have the talent that some of the other Brat Packers
Have you
did.
seen Airheads? Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler, Steve Buscemi. They're like a music group, and they end up like taking like a DJ hostage.
I've seen pieces of it. I know the movie you're talking about.
I don't remember. He must have been the detective in that because I don't remember him in that. Where is it? Where does
We'll have to watch it again.
It just says plays Jimmy Wing. I have no idea who that is. Yes, oh yeah, he's in New Jack City. I forgot about that. He plays one of the cops. Him and is it Mario Van Peebles? Are the 2 undercover police officers? And Ice-T plays Nino Brown's like right hand man. Turns into his right hand man. St. Elmo's Fire, The Breakfast Club. Those were 2 of his very first movies. You know, so
And
yeah,
I
I guess
still have no idea what this guy looks like. You have a
Judd
picture of
Nelson?
him, Colin. Judd Nelson.
There he is
Oh, there. That's what he looks like. Oh, I get what
Relentless.
you're saying. Yeah.
with Robert Loggia.
I know. See,
Huh.
he just breaks into people's houses. He's like
that's Judd
Okay.
Nelson, everyone. Obviously, we don't remember him.
I remember Judd Nelson. I mean,
Joey does. Oh, you picking some winners here, man.
I do. He just like he just never took off. He just kind of.
I feel like he could have, but he didn't. It's almost like he didn't want stardom. I don't know.
Well, like when's the last time you heard about
What is he, a prostitute now, or is he writing? Where is he now?
Huh.
Molly
He's
Ringwald?
an actor.
Right?
Just a bunch of crap.
What about a
Molly
producer?
Ringwald didn't get through the Brat Pack years.
He's not a producer.
Nope.
So
What did she have? The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. She had more. I mean, she had several.
But nothing, I don't know. I mean, another one right here is someone who was pretty big, I felt.
And who's
then
that?
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. There you go. There's a winner. Meg
Yeah,
Ryan. We
headliner.
all remember her.
Where's Meg Ryan?
Her and Kevin Costner and what movie? No, I'm not sorry. What's that? Inner something with not Dennis Quaid. Meg Ryan, Dennis Quaid, and Martin Short.
I don't know.
He went
Where-
inside the body,
It's like fighter pilot becomes
gets shrunk down and goes into the body.
goes into the Martin Short's body, and has to, motivate Martin
Inner
Short.
Space.
Yeah, Inner Space. Yes, there you go. Sleepless in Seattle
There she is.
was her most popular film, I think, right?
When Harry Met Sally was pretty big too.
Yeah.
The Simpsons, was she good in that?
She did a movie with Nicolas Cage.
You've Got Mail was pretty big, and
Yeah.
everyone with Tom Hanks. Yeah, City of Angels. That's what I picked.
Yeah, she
from
was big, 90s and 80s.
that. She was Courage Under Fire was a pretty big one. Her and
Right.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
She was pretty huge.
Yeah, she'd done top name.
Even
top
When a
rank.
Man Loves a Woman, him and her and Andy Garcia.
Unfortunately, and it sucks, some women, it's
French Kiss.
it's all based on looks. So when you get older, it's like the parts just don't.
You think she's not as cute anymore?
No, not me personally. I'm just saying they don't get as many roles coming, because they're
Right.
written for younger women most of the time. I mean,
Doors.
obviously that's changed, but it's like always the romantic interest of some male lead, So
I always forget she's in Top Gun.
yeah,
She plays Goose's girlfriend
Yeah.
or wife or whatever.
Yeah.
And I forget about that because that's obviously not. She's not the lead, but
No, she wasn't a star back then.
still has a pretty decent role.
so Amityville 3D.
Amityville 3D.
So she was
Wow,
on the forefront.
So that's This
that's
is
a
like
bad agent.
this is the this is the very beginning of her career. I mean, Rich and Famous. I don't know.
No, she's played herself 76 times.
When's the last time she's got a movie credit there?
So she's doing a TV series called Private Practice. And I think that's pretty popular. I mean,
And she's a doctor.
yeah. So that's what she's been doing. She's just moved over to television. It's a consistent paycheck, You got a mortgage to pay. You're going to get paid every month or a week. I don't know how they do
Yeah,
it.
if they don't cancel your
Yeah.
TV series.
All right. Kelly McGillis. We pretty much talked about the only two movies she was in already. I mean,
Yeah, didn't she get? I mean,
Top Gun and The Accused were really her two big.
yeah, and then she kind of dropped off the. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, she had two big movies
Yeah.
that,
That was it.
no, that could have
Could have
her
led to a
career
lot
was-
more,
should-
yeah.
yeah.
and
could've.
Witness.
So something happened.
And Witness.
And Witness,
With
they're three
Harrison
big.
Ford.
Yeah, with big name actors. So, yeah, I wonder what happened to her. Did she get in a car accident or something? Or did
Why did you
did
even
Harvey
say that?
Weinstein show up at her door, and that was it for acting for her?
Maybe.
I saw that she's gay, and I think that
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
she didn't want that to come out, so maybe that's why she.
With Top
Well,
Gun.
thanks for breaking it to everybody, Don. All our
You mean
viewers.
Top Gun? She didn't want Top Gun to come out.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, back then it was tough,
Right.
And if you believe and you don't want to play these female,
Why do you keep doing that?
you don't want to play these female characters, with male romantic. You want to show the diversity on the screen. You might get pretty fed up,
Right.
and be like, I want a lesbian role. Where is it?
And maybe she didn't want it. Maybe at the time she didn't feel safe coming out of the closet. That she thought it would, ruin her, and
Yeah,
'cause
a
in
lot of
Hollywood, it's pretty
actors had to
fickle.
put on a front.
Yeah.
Like how many actors in the 1950s and 40s had to put on a front?
Look at her now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that was Kelly. Of course, it's just her.
Just to protect, Kelly Mc... Yeah, isn't she
Gonna be 62.
on a TV show or something?
I don't know.
Sounds about right.
It looks like a TV.
Yeah.
hit.
I
Eternal
haven't-
Secrets TV movie 2018.
I hadn't seen her in a long time. She kind of really dropped off the face of the planet.
Z Nation, Helen.
What's
No, that's a zombie flick series.
I've
That's
never heard
pretty
of it.
popular. Yeah,
Oh, she's a zombie now.
I don't know if she's a zombie. She plays Helen, so that's a title character right there. It's not like it says Doorman number 2 or something like that.
No,
It just says
right.
Yeah.
But it only lists. Get a 6.7.
Yeah,
There's 68 episodes.
I think she plays a gun-toting
Oh wow.
zombie killer. Step up from Top Gun, that's for sure.
It's not very many episodes though.
What are you talking about? Started in 2015.
Yeah, but she's not very many episodes.
Maybe she got eaten by a zombie.
No, she's not in a lot of episodes at all.
Guest starring role.
Huh.
Yeah, where are they now? It takes a lot of internet searching. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, you have to look around and find
Yeah,
out where
we're
these
trying to
people
figure out where they are
disappeared.
now.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she was in one episode, so she wasn't in it for very long. But yeah, I mean, she had two really big movies in the late 80s, and then
She dropped off the face of the earth. She rose from the dead to be a zombie in Z Nation.
Well, maybe maybe it's like you were saying too. Some of these people are not easy to work with.
Yeah, maybe Harvey Weinstein showed up at her door. Who knows?
Like, to me, it's incredible. Edward
Turn her off.
Norton's not working.
yeah.
I mean, the town-
If she
talent
could have been a
wise.
prima donna. She could have been bad experiences. Who knows? Just like, I'm done with this, or I made my paycheck. See you later. Bye.
Yeah.
There's not roles that I think represent women. Whatever. Who knows what it is? Sometimes it's just not something that people are into. They try it out and they get successful and they're like, I can't do this. Can't beat Tom Cruise's co-star. The guy's crazy.
So this last actor that we have is one of yours. He was actually one of the biggest comedy actors for quite some time, Mike Myers.
Yeah. Where's Mike Myers?
He was one of those prima donnas. Burned his own bridges, literally.
Do you think so?
Yeah, you go on any website. Nobody wanted to work with him after.
The Love Guru.
No, the film, his biggest film.
Austin Powers?
Austin Powers, yeah. He was a total prima donna, total ass.
Well, they had both the Wayne's World movies, which were pretty big. Then he had the Austin Powers movies, which were pretty big. And then he had the Shrek franchise, which was pretty
Right.
big.
Yeah, which was good for him because all he had to do was sit in the booth and do his performances.
Yeah.
And he didn't have, he wasn't, yeah, you look it up, like who's a pain in the ass to work with, and Mike Myers, and you'll read all these stories about what a jerk he was. Now, he could have changed. But sometimes that's what happens too. It's like, nah, don't even hire that guy. He could be talented, but you want.
They had a
So
lot.
Mike Myers is a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
They had a couple. They had what? 4 Shrek movies. They all did very well at the box office. And then they did a Christmas short called Shrek the Halls.
How old is he?
He was born in '63, so he's gonna be 56.
Oh, he's probably rich, so he probably doesn't.
Oh, I'm
he's
sure
probably
he's
not
loaded.
sweating the load. He's not in anything.
He was actually had a cameo.
Sits
in,
out by the swimming pool.
He's probably crazy.
He had a cameo in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Did he? What was he doing?
He was like the guy. I don't know. He was like one of the. He was actually a made-up character. I heard.
Oh. Oh no, I know who you're talking about. He was like some kind of a manager or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was also had a cameo in Inglourious Bastards too.
He did.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He might have played more than one role in Inglourious Bastards. Maybe he was heavily made up. But yeah, I guess the same thing had happened with Dana Carvey, because for a while people were like, "Whoa, where's Dana Carvey?" Who was pretty big when they were on Saturday Night Live. Yeah. He made a couple of movies, but he didn't really transition well coming off the TV show.
Yeah, he had a huge run with Wayne's World and a few other films, but but he never, like you said, it kind of ended at, and I don't know what happened. He wasn't one of those people that nobody liked to work with, so that's what happened to Mike Myers. He just
Basically says he's creatively not feeling it. And that if he wanted roles, he could have them, but he just doesn't.
He's just not feeling
He
it.
lost his heart.
BS.
His heart's not in it anymore.
BS.
That's what it says.
Don't give Mike Myers a job. He'll ruin it for you.
He's a prima donna. Kind of like I am with the television show.
Yeah.
These guys reluctantly work
This guy
with me.
seems all nice on camera, but behind camera,
Yeah.
what a real jerk.
Colin, where's my coffee?
Yeah.
If they didn't pay these guys so much money, they wouldn't work
Yeah,
with me at
yeah,
all.
exactly.
That's what they say. But they're actually lucky to be here with me.
I know exactly. When we turn the cameras off, man, he's got like personal assistant coming in, fanning him, like making sure he's, I don't know, Don.
So, and it just, you're not really getting anything out of it that you're gonna, I mean, it's not gonna help you watch the third one. Like, you already seen the first one, so you know most of the, the Avengers part at least, and then all the other
Right.
guys come in after. So,
So cut to the chase. Watch the last two in the next week, and we'll talk about
because
that.
I mean, that's 5.5 hours.
Plus all the guys that come off of that too. Now I've never seen any of the Thor movies outside of like bits and pieces.
I haven't either.
I did see an Iron Man or two.
I haven't seen.
You don't really need to.
First Captain America.
It might not be as enjoyable with all the little insider things that the comic book fans know, where they can get all excited about. But
Right. I mean, but if you've seen the first Avengers, I think you're in a pretty good enough spot.
I don't think you even have to watch.
No, but it's helpful.
It is, but you should never write a movie where, when your audience, like Infinity Wars, where your audience goes into the movie and they can't go along for the journey without having to watch something else. That's like the worst thing you could do. You want to lose money? Go ahead and lose money. You know, so you know.
It's
and they do-
interesting. They haven't made any Hulk movies. Mark Ruffalo's Hulk hasn't been by himself in a movie.
I don't think they feel like the Hulk's character is strong enough to be on his own.
Wow.
Because I think
I thought he was pretty big.
Pretty sure I heard it was a legal copyright thing.
To copy.
There is there's a there's a little
Thanks,
bit of a
Colin.
mess because
I think he's probably right.
there's certain
could be.
yeah, there's certain films that are still owned by other studios.
Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man, but I don't know. I don't know the news behind that, but they may have purchased the rights for that. But you know, Wolverine and the X-Men, so on and so forth. I know Fox had Wolverine, and then Walt Disney just bought Fox. So whatever rights that Fox had for any of the Marvel comic book heroes, they have now, and so that'll probably be incorporated into the Marvel universe. So yeah, that's basically what it was. You know, I mean, initially when Marvel started to sell the rights to their characters, I think back in the mid '90s, early 2000s. So you know.
All right, so we gotta close up. Any ideas on what you want to talk about? If you don't get a chance to watch the
No, I'll
movies?
do it.
You'll do it?
Yeah, I'll make sure I watch him in the next week.
Okay. All right, so it's gonna be an Avengers.
We're going to talk about some Avengers.
There's gonna be a lot to cover. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in those two movies. I mean, Xfinity War definitely. Like, I didn't see it coming, so I'll get that for you tonight, and you can watch it this week. And
All right.
then go see Endgame, and then be prepared, and we'll have a nerdathon on the Avengers next week.
Oh, I'm not a nerd because I don't know.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't
like,
know what color they bleached their.
Like, I
their-
wasn't crying like the little girl in the theater
Yeah, I don't-
last night. Like, you know,
I
I
don't-
mean,
There's some people that know everything about
Yeah.
these characters and
Yeah,
like,
I
you know,
don't
what
know-
kind of toothpaste.
I
they
don't
use
know
and-
what friggin' Iron Man shoe size is.
Yeah, what
You
the shoe
know?
size is.
Well,
whether or not they get a Brazilian wax or they bleach their butts. I don't know.
Exactly. No, like I said, I've seen 7 of the 22. I'm not dying to watch the other 15.
So, but if you're an average audience member, yes, you can still watch
I
it.
consider myself average.
They're
Yeah.
they're entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining
You know,
enough.
they're very entertaining.
If you like football, you like the Avengers. You know.
I don't know what that means, but anyway,
Men
this
in
is
Tights Endgame.
this
Go
has
see
been
it.
the Best Pictures this week. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
I'm Alex. Tag along.
These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.